Hello, my friends. Today, Russian forces are extremely upset by the ongoing strikes on their oil refineries and occupied territories, and this is just the beginning. There are even more attacks planned to weaken the Russian army as much as possible. While the war continues, let's take a brief look at the situation on the front line. We'll start with the Kharkiv direction. Here, the Russians are trying to make new advances by bringing in reserves. They are assaulting Ukrainian positions, but all attacks on the village of Hlyboke have been unsuccessful and they continue to suffer losses. In Vovchansk, the fighting continues as well. According to the latest reports, the situation remains unchanged. The Russians have been unable to advance to the plan to relieve their units. There are between 200 and 400 personnel stuck there, and the Ukrainian forces are shelling the plant. According to unofficial information, some Russians have surrendered, but it seems others have been destroyed. They are unlikely to survive there for more than a week without support. There is no official information on this matter yet. However, Putin has big plans. The loss of 300, 500,000 soldiers in total is not a significant issue for him in a country with a population of 142 million. Losing 500,000 is not a problem at all. Therefore, the war continues, and Putin still has a large human resources at his disposal. In the Kupiansk direction, the occupiers are continuing their attacks on Synkivka. There is also significant activity in the villages near Pishchane and Stepovanovo-Selivka. Here, the occupiers are trying to break through at any cost to reach Klishchiivka and consequently the water barrier. Their goal is to get as close as possible to Kupiansk. However, the Ukrainian forces are doing everything they can to hold the defense, and in the past 24 hours, the front line hasn't changed. In the Svatove direction, the occupiers are continuing their attacks on Pishchane with ongoing fighting near Stelmakhivka. The situation here is complicated. A week ago, they made some advances in this area, but for now, the Ukrainian forces are managing to keep the front line stable. Further south, there are battles near Novoyehorovka, and the Russians are still trying to break through to Heorhiivka. However, the Ukrainian forces are successfully repelling them in the fields, and the Russians haven't achieved any success. In the Kreminna direction, the situation remains unchanged. For several consecutive days, the occupiers have been storming Nevske, Terny, and continue to engage in battles in the forest near Kreminna. Despite these efforts, the Russians haven't made any gains and are suffering further losses. In the Siversk direction, fighting continues for Rozdolivka, but the situation on this part of the front has stabilized and there is currently no significant activity. In the Chasiv Yar direction, the situation remains critical. The occupiers are continuously attempting to advance in the Kalynivka area with significant forces. They are storming the outskirts of the city, and also intense fighting continues near Ivanivske, Klishchiivka, and Andriivka. In the Toretsk area, activity has decreased. The occupiers are periodically trying to break through near Alexandropol, but they haven't achieved any confirmed successes. And according to official statements, the situation remains under the control of the Ukrainian armed forces. In the Pokrovsk direction, the situation remains critical. Over the past day, Russian forces conducted 36 assaults. They continue to attempt to break through to Vozdvizhenka, attacking Novoalexandriivka in an effort to fully secure the village. Fighting is also ongoing for control Kalynivka, and in the direction of Novogrodivka, the occupiers persist in assaulting Heorhiivka and the village of Sokil. Additionally, they are attempting to advance further from Novopokrovsk across the fields. The occupiers also continue to strike in the rear, but no changes in the front line have been recorded over the past day. In the Kurakhove direction, the occupiers continue their attacks on Heorhiivka and also storming Paraskoviivka. Efforts to expand their controlled territory near the village of Pobeda also persist, and during the night, reports indicated that fighting in the northern part of Krasnohorivka has resumed. However, the Ukrainian forces continue to successfully repel all attacks, and the front line hasn't changed over the past day. In the Vuhledar direction, the occupiers continue to shell and occasionally conduct attacks on the village of Vodiane. However, currently the activity in this direction is minimal, and as a result, there are no significant changes. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, the occupiers are also unable to create significant pressure due to a shortage of troops. Most of the main Russian reserves are concentrated in the Pokrovsk direction, near Chasiv Yar, and in the Kharkiv direction. As a result, attacks are conducted on Mala Tokmachka, but with limited forces, and the Russians haven't achieved any success. In the Kherson direction, shelling of the right bank continues. Additionally, there are ongoing attempts to push the Ukrainian forces from the left bank. However, our units are actively using AI powered drones, a fact that has been reported multiple times by Russian war correspondents, and as a result, attacking groups are being neutralized in the fields before they reach the village, and the front line remains unchanged. Meanwhile, the first details about the second peace summit have emerged. Uh, Officially, Ukraine plans to hold the second peace summit by the end of the year, according to the deputy head of the office of the president. The process shouldn't be delayed, said Zhovkva. At the second summit, Ukraine aims to secure a real end to the war by negotiation with Russia, according to President Zelensky. So please, friends, what do you think? Will Russia agree to Ukraine's terms? Please share your thoughts in the comments. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.